how's it going there? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Canine, and welcome back to the vlog, guys. Now, today's vlog is all about my new Dashcam. Now, I've had this Dashcam for a little while, and it is awesome. I've actually been saving a couple clips of shit I see as a driving instructor. Some of it isn't too bad, but some of it is just really stupid. Anyway, plan for today's video is we're going to go recording with this for a bit of a drive in all three of my cars. And what I'm going to do is a comparison between this GoPro and that using a head-mounted GoPro camera. So, yeah guys, let's hit the road. I'll see you in a bit. Alright, so I don't know if any of you guys are kind of like me where you keep all your shit in the same place. So, Hyundai key, Mustang key, Astra key, house keys. Then we've got my dash cam, and this is the Magnum mount. We'll talk about that. Phone, wallet, deodorant, and sunglasses. We're set. Let's hit the road. Alrighty guys, I don't know if I've ever recorded a video on my little Astra before, but I can't show the exterior because she has decals all over them for work. But what I can do is I can show you her interior. Now, here we go. So this is my little Astra, guys. We obviously got face masks for when COVID was a thing. Got my file for work. Got the L plates for work. Obviously this is my manual car that I teach in, and it's got my iPhone holder, which I don't know if that's the point of that, but it works beautifully. It's got Apple CarPlay, which is second to none. I love Apple CarPlay. Didn't know how much I'd love it, but oh my god, Apple CarPlay is fucking brilliant. Honestly, I also have some seat covers on it. Because some people sweat a whole bunch and it's kind of disgusting. Anyway, before someone's walking past and made me feel uncomfortable, I have the Holden Astra R. Now, the original reason I got the Holden Astra R was because I was actually getting rid of my daily driver to get this. So this is going to be my daily driver and my work car at the same time. And I thought, if it's going to be my first new car, I want something nice and to, you know, kind of celebrate my first car. Now, I didn't buy it brand new. It had 3,000 Ks on it or something, so virtually brand new. So like my newest car I'm ever going to buy, and I was just like, I want to treat myself and get something nice. So I got the slightly upgraded Astra, and that came with a few things, but the thing I like the most is the wheel. Now, it's probably fake leather, I don't know, but it has a beautiful feel to it. It doesn't feel cheap. It's got a really, really nice feel to the wheel. Where the slightly lower version had this crappy Blair wheel that I thought was just going to disintegrate in 5 seconds. So, yeah, that's why I got the R. I really, really like the feel of the wheel. Anyway, guys, now with the dash cam. You've probably seen it a couple of times. My dash cam is up there because it's got this big sensor thing here. Anyway, yes, I've got a big sensor thing here, so I've got a suction cup mount, and my dash cam just mounted right there. But I think it's time we hit the road. Alrighty guys, so I've driven for the last 15-20 minutes just to get away from my house kind of thing. But here we go. So we've got the dash cam recording, we've got this recording, and I'm going to do a very similar lap in all three cars, so that, well, I don't know, so it all looks relatively the same and you can hear all the cars and whatnot. But basically this little Astra is a little 1.4 turbo. Now when I say turbo, if we look at the wheel, it's a baby turbo, man. It really is. It's nothing special by any means. But this car is a 6-speed manual, and I absolutely love driving this car. It's a very, very simple little car. It is actually no straight. It is by no means anything special. It is just a beautiful little car to drive. It is by far one of the smoothest cars I've ever driven. Something went bang. Yeah, it's a very, very smooth little car. Very, very, not basic, but like, it's just a little hatchback with a nice 6-speed manual and a little engine that's got a bit of a kick in it, you know what I mean? Let's hop onto the main road here. But I got it, like I said, I got this car at 3,000 Ks, or just over. And the car is now at 106,000 Ks. There we go, there's the speed. As you can see, guys, it's got a little pep in her step. She's not bad, she's not bad. And it's got cruise control, Bluetooth, what's this? Radio controls all on the wheel. It's got automatic sensing wipers, which wipe really weird. If you guys saw that, they actually go like this. It's super different. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much my little Astra. She is my original workhorse of a car, and all I can say, man, is I absolutely love driving this little car. It is, like, again, it's my workhorse car. It's the newest car I've ever purchased in my life. Of the 5 cars I've owned, well, 4 cars I've owned, I've basically owned my mom's old Getz, but yeah, it was her car in name, but my car in reality, if you know what I mean. She had her car, the Getz was her name, but my car. Kinda, she passed it down to me. But yes, this is, yeah, this was my first ever, second ever big purchase, you know what I mean? And I was very, very nervous to buy this car, but every time I drive this car, each and every single time I drive this car, I go, I picked it correctly. I spent quite literally a month and a half, 2 months, looking at every single manual 2018, 2019 hatchback that I could find. I drove all of them. Honda Jazz, Honda Civic, Golf, Polo. I even drove the Lancer, but then I heard that the Lancer wasn't going to be a thing in the future, so I decided against that. Mazda 2, Mazda 3, Toyota Yaris, Toyota Corolla. I drove everything. I went to every single dealership to have a go in their car. I even drove the Holden Cruise, which is the baby version of this. I drove everything. I spent a good month driving everything. I even drove a couple cars multiple times, and when I say nothing compared to this car, I mean it. Like, literally nothing is as nice to drive as my little Holden Astra here. In terms of hatchbacks, 2018, 2019. Watch yourself, my guy. Yeah, unfortunately, Holden doesn't really exist as a manufacturer anymore. I think they went out of business, but I love this little car, man. I really, really do. Absolutely love this little car. Anyway, there's the main road sprint. I'm gonna go pull over in the suburb here and take off the GoPro and start making my way back home so we can swap over to my little automatic. I'll see you guys when I get home. Alright, so welcome guys to my little Hyundai Getz. Now, this is the car I teach automatic in, as you can clearly see. Now, this car obviously is a lot older than my little Astra that we were just in. Basically, I bought this car around 80,000 Ks, and I bought it purely just to teach automatic. I don't drive it otherwise normally, except today, obviously. All it is literally just a baby little workhorse. She actually has already more than paid for herself in work. I'm at 107,000 Ks. So I've done over 20,000, no, getting close to 30,000 Ks in her now. And yeah, man, it's just a very basic little car. Here she is. So yeah, basically little automatic, normal handbrake. Does need a vacuum actually, so I might do that after this video. But yeah, nothing special. I do obviously have my cable going to where the dash cam is mounted. I try to put the dash cam in places where learners won't look too much. Obviously in the Astra I couldn't put it behind the mirror because of that big black thing. But yeah, in this one I hide it right behind the mirror, and I mean, you'll see it just now, but you literally can't see the dash cam unless you actually look for it. It's actually in a very nice spot. This car is very basic. It's got its radio controls here, windows. That's pretty much it. It's just a very simple little car. I've got a little radio transmitter so I can play music through my phone. I've got a phone mount just here on the air vent where I mount my phone for my GPS. But other than that, guys, just a very basic little chill car to drive. Anyway, let's hit the road. Alrighty guys, so we're back in the same area we just drove the Astra. Took me a little while to get back here because apparently there's a lot of traffic today. But anyway, so like I said, this is my little Getz. I teach automatic in her. She is about the most basic car on the planet. Now, what made me decide to get into automatic as well as teaching manual is the sheer fact that a lot of kids nowadays, I say kids, I'm like 8 years older than them. But yeah, a lot of the kids nowadays, they actually don't want to learn manual. Most of them just want to drive an automatic. You know, if you go from point A to point B, they don't really give a damn. Which, in my opinion, is wrong. I think everyone should learn how to drive a manual. Especially until they're totally phased out. I think everyone should drive a manual car. Good old radio. But yeah, I think everyone should have a manual until they're all phased out. For the moment, they're still fairly common in cheap cars, especially in the pre-owned market. So I still strongly disagree that people can just go through and get their automatic license. But being relatively business-minded, I noticed that if I bought myself an automatic car and did both auto and manual, you know, I don't miss out on any of the work, so I can do both. Hence buying this car. Now, the reason I chose a little Hyundai Getz is, you probably heard when I was in the Astra, I actually had a Hyundai Getz as my first car. Again, I don't know my mom's name, but it was virtually mine. I did have a little 5-speed though. It was not an automatic that I had. But what I do remember about that car, and obviously this car again just proves it, is that the little Hyundai Getz are the single easiest cars on the planet to drive. They aren't fast, but they have enough go to get you to the speed limit in a relatively okay time. They have very nice steering. You can actually feel the wheels quite nicely, so you get a good sense of, well, cornering. So it helps the learners to understand how much input of the wheel they need to do. The wheel's got a bit of weight to it, which is always nice. The wheel, as you can probably tell after 100,000 Ks, is kind of falling apart, but you can't really expect much more from a cheap little car like this. But the only real problem I have is this little sticky up bit. But overall, I mean, what do you expect from a cheap car like this? And the thing is, it is the easiest car I have ever driven to park. There are no cars that are as easy to park compared to this car. This car is so small and has such a ridiculously good turning circle that, you know, it takes little to no effort for me to teach someone and for them to learn how to park, which, you know, just makes my life easier and ends up saving my students a little bit of money because they don't have to do so many lessons to learn how to park. This car is just so easy. And also, when I had this car as my car back in the day, I think we got it to 150,000 kilometers. It went through teaching 3 people how to drive. Myself, my brother, and my nana all learned how to drive in the old manual that I had, and it only needed general maintenance and eventually needed a clutch at 160,000 Ks. It was the most reliable car ever. It never gave us a day's problem. So just always having good memories in the car, knowing how easy it is to drive, and the sheer reliability and cheap cost to get anything fixed in this car, it was a no-brainer for me to, and the sheer abundance of them, they're everywhere. It was a no-brainer for me to go looking for another one for my automatics. Unfortunately, when I did buy this car, I did get a bit screwed. The car was advertised as $7,000, all sorted. The problem is, I got a mechanic to whom I used to trust to have a look at the car. He told me, look, the car needs a new visor and the brakes need to be checked. Other than that, she's in really good condition. I was like, beautiful, easy. I'll get the brakes done, visor, you know, a couple $100, no worries. Unfortunately, when I drove the car, I was a lot more used to my Astra, so I was used to the finer things in life, and everyone was telling me how bad this car drove in comparison to my Astra, because my Astra's so smooth. So I wasn't quite paying enough attention when I took the car for a test drive. It was a bit bouncier than I'm used to, and it rattled quite a lot, but I thought that was me being a snob, being too used to my Astra. Turns out what I was feeling was the front shocks were bad and it needed engine mounts. So I should have gone on my gut. I should have said something was up with this car, but everyone was telling me I was just being a bit of a snob. I was too used to my Astra. So unfortunately, when I bought the car and got her inspected, I got hit with, this car is not safe. you need to do stuff to it. So I spent $2 grand on front shocks and engine mounts and brakes. I did get new tires for it as well, but since then the car's only had squeaky brakes every now and then, but that was because they were installed wrong. I got that sorted, and from there, man, I haven't had a day's problem with this car. And like I said, I've done about 30,000 Ks in it, and I drive this car every day. In fact, I did a lesson in this car this morning. I got a bit of a gap now, and yeah, it's a beautiful little car, man. I really can't fault it. And this is quite a nice suburb, actually, now that I'm actually looking around. But yeah, man, this is my little automatic I teach in. Really nothing special, just a bare basic little machine. Good old little workhorse. Anyway, guys, we're gonna go to the car that I'm sure a lot of you guys are more interested in, my Mustang. Now for the best bit. Check this car out, man. I know I do this a lot, but come on. Look at her. Just gorgeous. Wait. No. Look at her, man. God, I love this car. Anyway, one of the best bits about owning a V8 coming up. Oh, I love it. Oh, it's so stupid. I love it. Okay. Oh, this car's so loud. I don't know if this camera's going to do it justice, man. This car is so nice and loud. Now, let's go through the car, guys. So, for obvious reasons, it is the manual, because manual. Obviously, a lot of you guys in America who know Mustangs, I'm in the wrong side of the car. But anyway, here's a wheel, got all... Shut up. We've got all the cruise control stuff, play with menus, volume control, Bluetooth, phone stuff. So anyway, this just plays with the center menu here. As you can see, also the purple in the dash. We also got purple here on the Mustang logo bit. When it's nighttime, lights are on. There's purple in the footwells as well. It is beautiful. But one of my favorite things on this car as well, guys, is you got like these little switches here. Apparently they're from like planes, and it is just, I love flipping the switches. It's so satisfying. Oh, and this is my first ever push button start car. I love it. It's so cool. Now obviously it does have quite a nice infotainment system. I don't have my phone plugged in, but it does have Apple CarPlay, which is incredible. I must admit the system is a little awkward to use, especially when you have to go to the climate thing to aim it and all that. It's incredibly annoying, and I don't know why it's on so hot. Hell no. Yeah, I don't know why you have to go through the menu system, because you don't really say how much and how hot here. You have to go through the infotainment to aim it. A little annoying, but I love this car. I truly love this car. But guys, I think it's time we hit the road, set up the dash cam, and make some noise. Alrighty guys, we are back in the same area yet again, and can I just say, oh there you go, the car finally warmed up. Finally warmed up on the way up here. This car is so much nicer to drive than my other cars. I mean, as it should be obviously, but God, this car is beautiful. And I actually had someone fucking nearly drive straight into me because they decided the middle of the road was where they wanted to be. I will put the dash cam clip in because I tell them what I think of them. Anyway, I thoroughly love driving this car. This car was a dream come true. It really was. So the circumstances of me liking Mustangs, I truly don't remember. I don't know, I saw them and I immediately just fell in love with them. I love all of them, you know, 65 through 69, then the 05 model through to, I like the 2020, but I'm not the biggest fan. The sheer fact I can say out loud and not be bullshitting, I own a 5.0 2016 Mustang, all in my name. No special bullshit, no nothing. I can't express the words to you guys about how much I am truly thankful to own this car, you know. Oh yes. The back end went a little crazy there on me, but I love this thing, man. It's so silly. But basically, man, these guys really want to overtake me. It's 70, guys. Damn. I'm turning right at the roundabout, so I ain't getting out your way. Fuck you. Man, I hop in the nice car and everyone's an asshole. $5 says he cuts in front of me. Anyway, like I was saying, I absolutely love this car. Now I've had it for nearly 2 years. 2 years I've nearly had this car, and I bought it when I was 23. My cousin and I went to the dealership. Actually, let me backtrack a little more. Basically, I was trying to get a house. And none of the mortgage agencies would touch me with a 10-foot barge pole. So I had a fair bit of cash just sitting there not doing anything, so I was just like, oh, I'm gonna go buy a Mustang. And I said it as a joke, it was not meant to be serious. And I said to my cousin, let's go to the local Ford dealership, fuck it. So he and I, in my little Astra at the time, we drove down to the Ford dealership, and we walked in. And remember, this is a 23-year-old and a 24-year-old guys who, you know, we weren't dressed nicely. We were just in t-shirts and shorts, you know. We looked like generic teenagers kind of thing, or, you know, 20-year-olds. Walked in, we spoke to one of the sales guys, and we said, hey, thinking of looking at a Mustang, 5.0 manual, what you got? And he took us to this car, and we looked at it and we said, this is beautiful, you know. And I said to the guy, look, I understand if you say no, can I have a drive in it? Can I take her out for a test drive? And the guy, without batting an eyelid, yeah, sure, no worries. He, without even, it was amazing. He goes, yeah, sure, give me a sec. Walked in, said, you know, my manager's okay with all this. Can I have your license? And you take a copy of it to go on a test drive. Anyway, a little bit later, I'm gonna drive a bit further. A little bit later, basically, the guy walks out with the key. He and I walk out with the key, and he just points to the driver's seat and says, hop in. And obviously get in, turn the car on, and the noise. The noise was the thing that got me immediately. It was just the startup. I mean, you guys heard her. It was incredible. I'm like, oh no, what have I done? And I said to the guy, can I really take this for a drive? He goes, yeah, absolutely, you've done all the paperwork. So my cousin has to squish in the back. Now my cousin's taller than I am, and he had to squish in the back. The salesman sat next to me, and we went for a drive. It was about a 5-10 minute drive, went on the freeway and all that, had a fair bit of fun. Now, I didn't do anything all too crazy. And after the test drive, I said, thank you so much. I need to make a couple phone calls. Anyway, so I walk away, and I go call my dad, and I speak to my dad, because my dad and I, we have like the same brain, we're on the same wavelength 9 times out of 10. And I said to him, I said, so you know what's been happening with the mortgages and the house hunt and all that? And he goes, yeah, I know, look, you know, you'll get there in the future. I said, yeah, about that. I may have test driven a Mustang a bit. And my dad goes, really now? I said, yeah. And he goes, you liked it, didn't you? I said, yeah. And he goes, look, we need to go through the money, see what happens. So I said, look, no worries. I went back to the sales manager and I said, look, can you guys hold the car for me for a couple days? He says no. Straight away, he just says, I can't hold it for a couple days. I said, look, I'll put $500 down right now if you hold it for 2 days. He goes, deal. So he signed a bit of paperwork basically saying he'll hold the car for me for a couple days so that I can go home and do some math. I drive home that evening. My dad and I have like a 2-hour chat going through all my finances, going through, is it affordable? if anything goes wrong, will I have money to, if anything, you know, just going through the budget, you know, making sure it's all affordable. And he goes, look, as long as you don't do something stupid and go burn all your money on video games or anything, you know, just don't go spending and wasting all your money, you can afford this, you know? And I was like, oh my God, are you fucking serious? And he goes, look, we both have done the math, it looks good. So I said, all right, screw the house, we're going for the Mustang. So obviously I didn't have, you know, 40 grand cash to go buy it outright. Hang on a second. Oh, yes. Anyway, didn't have 40 grand, ugh, bad shifting. Didn't have 40 grand to buy it cash. I had a fairly decent deposit, but I needed to finance the car. Anyway, I walk in the next day to the same salesman. I say, how you doing? He goes, so what are your thoughts? I said, I want it. I need to talk to your financial guy. Anyway, going through all the paperwork, I get a ridiculously good insurance a percentage on my finance because I kind of bullied them a bit. And in the end, I said, give me the paperwork. So I gave them a fairly large deposit, not quite all my money, but I put, you know, 75% of what I was going to put in a house into this car. And you know, a couple of days later, I walked out with the keys. And here we are, nearly 2 years later. And here I am. I've done about 8,000 Ks. Yeah, about 8,000 Ks in the car now. And I still, to this day, have the stupidest grin on my face every time I get in this car. It's... I don't know how to say how amazing it is to own your dream car. Now, obviously, you know, money no object, a 1969 429 Boss Mustang is the car for me. Like that is, if I had all the money in the world, I'd have one of them. But as a 25-year-old guy who works 6 days a week full time, except today because the guy cancelled on me, who I don't earn crazy money. I save like a motherfucker, and I budget like crazy, and I miss out on a lot of things. To say that I am where I am in life is unbelievable, and man. I'm just so happy to, you know, to have the head on the shoulders that I do. You know, my parents who support me, my dad who's just incredibly good with money and helping me out with that sort of thing. But this, guys, look, all I can say is, if you work hard, you get what you pay for. You get what you earn. You know what I mean? Ready? Whee! Whee! Oh, speed limit. I love it so much. Oh shit. Oh, it's my tunnel bridge. Yes. Alright, hang on. I don't know how, whatever, I don't care. It's I like doing this. I come through this tunnel almost on the daily. Yes, and I get to stop. Come on. Yes. Wait, you guys ready? Wait for it. Oh, yes. Oh, this car is brilliant. Alright, guys. I'm gonna make my way home now. I needed to go back that way. Whoops. I just wanted to do the tunnel. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go head back home now. I've got to get ready for work. But thanks all for tuning in. I hope the GoPro footage looks good. I hope the Dashcam footage looks good. But yeah, man. I hope you guys will enjoy the vlog channel, because it gives me another reason to go out. You know what I mean? But I think, guys, it's time for me to end it off, because I've got to turn around again through the suburbs. So thank you guys as always. I'll see you guys soon. We've just ready.